Hey everybody, thank you so much for joining me here on A Minute with Mishy. I just had a few things that I wanted to get off my chest that have been weighing so heavily on my heart the past couple of days. The thing I wanted to talk about mainly was the unaliving of the UHC CEO and to talk about the assassin. There are still things that are coming out in a wash about the assassin and as to why he did the things that he did. And I want to talk about the speculations of why he did the things he did and mostly people's reactions about why he did the things that he did. I know that we are all upset about this election and the turnout of the election. There were a lot of people who did not want Kamala Harris to be in office, and they were people that were people of all races. My race, African American. There were people of YT. There were people who were Asian, Indians, all kind of races that just did not want a woman to be running the country. And they were questioning her nationality, they were questioning her ability, they were questioning a lot of things about her, right? And they were questioning her policies and everything else, right? So they were using that as an excuse as to why she shouldn't be in office. I have a point as to why I'm bringing this up. So with that being said, they were saying that they had issues with healthcare being under fire and everything else being under fire, right? So they're now saying that they're blaming this and his assassination on her as well, and she's not even going to be the new president. So it's like, how can you blame her for this man being unfortunately assassinated by someone and it had nothing to do with her? When they found his manifesto, it was because his mother had been denied coverage and asked over and over repeatedly, which insurance companies do, and they did this to me, and they're doing this to me currently now with me having multiple sclerosis and trying to get disability and different things taken care of regarding my health. Right now they're doing these things to me, asking me to fax paperwork over and over and to turn in the same thing I've returned in a million times over and over right now, just to get coverage with healthcare and to make sure I'm getting the right benefits and the benefits to take care of me and myself and my child and things like that, because I have this diagnosis of multiple sclerosis. So I completely understand his frustration with that. And I know that he's not making this up about being asked to turn in the same thing and the same paperwork and fax this over, and you turned it in one way and they want it to be turned in another way, because that has also happened to me. So I could completely understand that he's saying that and he's not making that up, and how frustrating that could be when you have a disability and you have mobility issues and you have to find another way to turn in something that you've already turned in the best way that you possibly can. And they want you to do something that's going to be basically physically hard for you to do. And they want you to do something physical to turn it in. Like, it's a headache. So I completely understand his frustration, right? And this is your parent. And you're watching your parent suffer. And you're watching your parent go through the worst. And to watch your own mother crawl to the bathroom on her hands and knees, on her hands and her elbows to use the restroom because she can't get the proper care, because there's some paperwork holding her in limbo, and you're frustrated and you're at your wit's end, and so you're not thinking rationally, and you go and you take it out on the CEO of the healthcare company that is putting you through the ringer. It's not the right thing to do, and it wasn't a rational thing to do, but he's not thinking rationally because that's your mom. And you guys can say what you want to say. You would have probably not been thinking as rationally too. But to applaud it is also not right either. This man, regardless of him being the CEO of a big company that is causing his family pain and harm, he had 2 children, 2 teenage sons. And what did those kids do to deserve that? They didn't. They didn't deserve that. And it's a lot of things that are behind when you do things like this, and you take away a child's parent, and you do things like that. It's craziness, right? And that's not how you handle things. And you cannot just go around and assassinate people that you're upset with, because if that was the case, we could all just go around unaliking people when we got mad at them. It's not how you do things. And unfortunately, if his mom is still here, topside of this planet, she is going to be enduring more pain, realizing that her son did this, and he is not going to be here to even help her with the things that she needs in day-to-day life, because now he is in jail and he has hurt her and broke her heart. So it's like, it's worse now. It's worse. And this brings me so much pain and emotional distress, and I am upset about it. And I know fully that I am an empath, because this affects me in ways that probably are not affecting other people, and I know they aren't, because I'm seeing how people are reacting, and everyone is going about their way like it's nothing and like it's not bothering them, and people are actually rejoicing, and they're happy to say, "We told you so," to people who didn't vote in their best interest. And we knew this was coming, and I saw this coming, and I knew something drastic was going to happen, but I just didn't want to put that in the atmosphere of the world, that something drastic like this was going to take place. But I felt it. I felt it, because like I said, I just really fully embracing that I have empathic abilities, and I saw and I felt something like this coming, and it did. So I wasn't completely shocked that it happened, but I'm kind of numb to the fact that it happened, right? So I'm like, this is craziness, and it's probably going to get worse. It's not going to get better, and I'm still trying to deal with this and grasp that this happened, and I feel so horrible. And if I sound like I am on the brink of tears, it's because I am. And I feel horrible for him that got assassinated. I feel so horrible for this person who assassinated him. I feel horrible for the mother. I feel horrible for everyone involved, because it was like, this situation could have been avoided if people cared about people on a surface level. If people cared about people in general. And I hate to break down and cry in the middle of this recording, but if people cared about people as a whole, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be in the middle of this. We wouldn't be in the thick of this happening. None of this would be occurring, and none of this would be happening. And people like to make people seem like, when they do things like this and they have these manifestos, that they're crazy people. And I doubt he's crazy. He's just fed up and upset. And I hate the way he handled this, because so many people are affected by this. And I'm just like, it's just devastation. It's just devastation at the highest level. And it's just so much to grasp, so much to deal with, so much to handle. And it's a lot. It's a lot. And I'm sure other people who are empathic are feeling this too, and they're probably having a hard time with it as well, and they're struggling, and it's hard, and there's nothing that any healthcare coverage can do to cover us when we feel like this. You can't fix it. Can't fix it.